Okay, here's my first trick for how to get started. This one is so simple and stupid, but it works. Here's what you're gonna do. You're gonna come to your teacher. Let's say that's me for now, because you're in my class, and you're gonna say, "I want to write this piece. I don't know where to start." I could literally do anything. I could write any note in the world, and here's gonna be my answer for you. I'm gonna say F sharp. Write an F sharp, and then see what comes next. That's it. Why do I say that? The reason is all you need is that first note, and then the next one might be easier, and the next one might be easier and easier. So if I say F sharp, it's as good as any note. It doesn't really matter because if you know anything about music theory, the notes really don't matter until they have context. So F sharp, G, A, doesn't matter. You can always change the key later. A single note is just a single note. It needs notes around it to create harmony for it to feel something. So I like F sharp. Whenever I'm stuck on a piece, I always just throw an F sharp in there and then see if I can work my way into having it sound good. And that usually generates a pretty interesting and strange idea. So if you don't know where to start, just throw an F sharp on the page because it's as good as any other note. And at the end of the day, we're just writing a whole bunch of notes down. That's what writing music is, and you don't need to make it so complicated, right? It can be simple. Just write an F sharp. And if you don't know what to do after that, write another F sharp. And then wait for the next note to start to materialize. It's a dumb trick. I came to that through a teacher of mine. I was writing a string quartet, and I didn't know where to start. And one of my old teachers said, well, the F sharp above the bass clef staff is the most beautiful note on a cello. He was a cellist. So start there. So I said, okay. So I wrote that note. And then things started to come into focus after slaving over that for a little while. So I just stuck with it. I have a lot of pieces that start with F sharp. It's kind of silly, but it works. It does the job. So if you're totally stuck and you don't know where to start, just throw an F sharp on the page and then start going from there. At least your first note is taken care of, right? Okay, moving on. Let's talk about, in the next video, a much more complicated one. That's the only one that'll be so dumb and silly. The next one has to do with metaphor and creating a story. This is probably the most powerful thing that I have my students do, and also a bit complicated. So next video, let's talk about it.